Okay, it should be all locked in. You guys should be live. Go ahead and refresh your screen and you should be able to see me. Should be up in any second. Refresh. Looks like most of you guys are there. Okay, so let's remove this little silly thing. Alright, so in Fusion, or in Google Classroom I should say, you guys are going to see a couple different screens. So the first screen you're going to see is the part 1, and let me just review this real quick. Inside the instructions, here's the link to the other video, so you don't have to worry about kind of going back and forth and looking in YouTube and all that. You can just go directly to there. I posted that, and we're going to finish that today. If you go back and you see the part 2. Part 2 is today. I haven't posted the YouTube video, and I will at the end of the day each day. Just because first hour is horrible. By the end of the day, by the third time I teach it, it just gets really flowy and really easy. Also with basically this little step-by-step. This shows you how to get through all of this link here, because it gets kind of confusing. When you guys go to the link, it's all these different tabs on the left side, so it gets a little kind of messy, and I want to make sure that you guys can see what we're doing. This is what we're going to build in part 2. Okay? So part 1, let's finish that. If you look at part 1, just so that we can stay all on the same page, it says, there's a video here, but let's start and finish this video. If you scroll down, basically we started building something. It says, we said create your first project, and we said start your design. Just tell her to, can you mute me? I don't want to hear myself. Alright, so the only thing on top of everything that you see here, and it keeps going and it starts making you do all this rendering and stuff, you don't have to do any of this. All you have to do is get to this point right here where it says add a hole to your box. Okay? So within that, and how we do that, a lot of you guys are still having that orange thing pop up in the top right where it says subscribe. It looks like half of you guys are good and the other half are not. So it just kind of, it takes time. I thought it'd be done by the weekend, but I guess Fusion doesn't work on the weekends, so it's totally fine. It'll activate soon here. In the next couple days. If it doesn't, I'll contact Autodesk and we'll figure it out, okay? But I'm hoping it will. Let's open that design. So again, you press this little Rubik's Cube up in the top left corner just to get to your stuff. Mine is, I don't even know what I saved mine under now. Gotta find it. Here we go. Cube. So if I click my cube, open her up, see what she looks like. There's nothing there because I deleted it. Let's try this one. Cool. So I know that this is kind of a random cube and it's not exactly like yours, but let's get it as close as possible. A little review here. As far as to do now, what did we say the answer? What are the first 3 steps or stages of any part? Anybody got an answer? Anybody at all? Before I can draw anything, what do I have to start with? A sketch. Great. What else? What's the next step? What'd you say? I can't hear you. Body. Okay. Extrude, and it's the same thing. Sure. I'll take it. Close enough. Oh, I'm not in millimeters. Let's get in millimeters. And what's the last step? After you sketch, after you extrude, what's the last step? Last step. Come on.
We're talking about this box.
Any part in the whole entire world that we ever build. Modify. So after you sketch it, you extrude it, and then you modify it. Those are the 3 stages. Those are the 3 stages. So when I come over to you guys and I say, what stage are you in? And you're going to tell me, oh, I'm in sketching. Or I'm in extruding. I'm in a 3D model. Or I'm in modifying. Those are the 3 answers. Okay. Alright, so we're close. This does not look exactly like yours, I know, but for the sake of time, it is. So, the only other thing that we got to learn today, as far as this part 1 is concerned, these are called faces. Flat pieces are basically the faces, okay? Inside of this little, what do you want to call it? Part, it says, from the toolbar, press create and click hole. Basically, all you got to do is there's a hole right up here, and this is a new command up in the top left here. You click hole, and then it's going to ask you what surface you want to put it on. I want it on the top. And in this case, you can take and you show like a little hand pops up. You can drag and move that wherever you want. You can lock it right into the center, which is what we want. And then later we can adjust this distance a little later. It doesn't matter. If you go back to the document, it tells you to drag to the center of the hole, which I just did, and then set the diameter to 40 millimeters. So I'm going to come over here, and it says, basically this is the depth, but we're going to make this thing through all. We're going to make it through the whole entire part. That's the first part. All this stuff ignore. All this is now ignoring because it's just going through the whole part. And then right here it says 20 millimeters as far as the width of how thick the hole is. And I think it said 40. Again, mine's going to look huge. And now when I rotate, I got a giant hole through my part. Okay? I just didn't want to overwhelm you guys last time. That's it for part one. That's all you're going to do. Now, most of you may or may not have this set up, and this is key. So remember I told you you're in La La Land, right? You're like moved your part completely over. If you press home, and then you zoom out just a little bit, and then hold in the scroll wheel, move it to the top right corner. This is how you're going to turn in your assignments from here on out. Any object, any assembly, anything that you guys do in here, this is how you turn your stuff in. It has to be so that I can see all the sides. If it's like this, okay, I have no idea if you did a circle or not. Okay, so the easiest way to make it perfect is either to press home or to press the corner inside of the cube. Okay, it'll be the same exact thing. And in this case, it's a cube. It doesn't matter what corner you pick. Okay, so again, after you do that, you zoom out just a little bit, move it over to the corner. Why? On your keyboard, you'll see print screen. Okay, if you press and hit print screen, mine will pop up clip art automatically. You see my screen kind of went gray. Yours, what you're going to do is hit print screen right now. Everybody do that, please. Hit print screen on your keyboard. Hit print screen on your keyboard. It is basically a hotkey. It's under insert, which is in the top right area next to your number pad. Okay? You have to hit function first. You have to hit function, which is the bottom left, hold function, and hit print screen. If you did it right, your screen should turn gray. Okay? So if you hit of course it doesn't work. It's totally fine. Yours doesn't do it like mine. Different computer, it's okay. So the easier way, okay? We're going to go to start. Go to the start, very bottom left. Start. Go to start. Type in snipping tool. It's the first thing that pops up. Go ahead and pin that to your taskbar. Go to your start menu and type in snipping tool. I'll show you what mine looks like when you guys get it, but it's making match yours. Pin that to your taskbar, and you can open it up if you want, if you're ready or when you're ready. But basically what it's going to look like, mine looks a little different. If you type in snipping tool, snipping should pop up. And your screen looks like this. Basically, it's going to switch later, but we'll go over that later. Press the little new button right here. All you're going to do is it pops up and your screen start looking gray. Basically, all I care about is your name and the part. You see in the top right corner up here, your name is always attached. And then basically you're going to drag and crop only the part and your name. When you do it right, this is the screenshot it takes of the crops basically of that part. Again, you don't have any parts yet, so don't worry about it and you're not done. But this is what I want you to turn into Google Classroom every time. Okay? Press new, and then you're going to basically press the little floppy disk to save it, and you can save it in your pictures, save it wherever you want, name it whatever you want, I don't care, as long as it gets eventually to Google Classroom right here where you guys said turn it. Does that make sense? We good? Pretty easy? Just make sure. I had a big problem last year, people not putting the name inside of the picture. Okay, they just took a screenshot of their stuff, which is awesome, but I need to see your name so I know it's yours. Good? Questions or concerns? Okay. Let's go to part two. So part two, basically this is the new stuff. If you look at, again, in Google Classroom, part two, there's a link there as well. It says, follow the link attached and use the tabs on the left on the screen to navigate. Sketch, tutorials, and then creating sketch for beginners. If I click it, it'll automatically go to the old link that I already made for you. That's not what you want. So you're going to make that a plus. Go to Sketch. Go to Tutorials. And then Creating a Sketch for Beginners. These steps right here are what we're going to do. And you are going to design, the very first one is Goals. This is what we're going to build today. Okay? We'll add some features, make you guys have some pieces in there and help you out. You don't have to follow along. You can just, please don't try and follow along for this one because it's going to be a lot. You know I'm streaming. You know that I'm going to make a recording so you guys can do this on your own when you're done. Okay? So either just follow along on the YouTube channel or follow along on my screens and you can watch what we're doing. Okay? Please don't try and do this or work on part one while I'm teaching you. You're going to have 50 million questions. Trust me. Okay? Good? Alright, here we go. So, first thing it tells you, and it goes step by step pretty well. Sketch, create a sketch. This is what we did last time. Pick a plane, and that's literally it for part one. So let's do that. Let's say what they say. Create sketches up in the top left. Pick the top right one. Let me stop this real quick, sorry. Some of you, when you click create sketch, yours doesn't look like this. Some of yours looks like this. Okay? That might irritate you a little bit, so I'm going to show you how to fix that real quick. If you go into your name, preferences, and this will be on the video obviously, and you go into, and the first thing is general. If you go into default modeling orientation, yours is Z. You want Y up. You press apply, press OK. And now when you press home, it'll go to that view. Okay? Simple fix. Press the right one, and now we've done step one. It's super easy. I've tried to make this super, user-friendly. Create a circle. Select the sketch, circle, and center diameter circle. Hover over the origin and center it at the beginning. So I'm going to make a circle, which is now right here. We're in sketch already. Start from where? Origin. Always start from the origin. Click, and we're going to extend that out. Does it say how big it's supposed to be? It says right here, click once to begin. Then it says dimension the circle down here, so it didn't say it originally. Select sketch, sketch dimension. So we're going to select sketch, which I'm going to finish this sketch real quick, just so I show you how to get back into it. Now it's just part one, it's just under sketch. Sketches are over here on the left. We've made two sketches. The first one was nothing, second one is here. Double click the icon or the thing, or the word, doesn't matter. And then we're going to go to create, and down here just the sketch dimension. Or you can literally just hit the letter D, and it'll automatically put you into that mode. Click the circle, and it'll give you a diameter. It's in inches. Remember yesterday we talked about over here, or I should say Friday. You can drop that down, change this to millimeters, press OK. Automatically changes all this. Double click it. It's in inches. Let me get out of this first. Hold on. Delete that one. Now that we're in millimeters, it'll do it right. There we go. I think it was 80, right? Or no, I'm wrong. 62. So we type in 62, press enter, and now your circle is perfect. You can finish that sketch, and it won't show that dimension, but it's okay. It's going to be okay. Minimize that, press enter for the value, finish the sketch, and then press the home button it says. So I'm going to go back home just so that we're all doing what the sheet says. Good so far. Pretty straight, pretty easy. Create 3D now. Press and pull. It says to make basically a 3D model. So now we're done with sketch. Now we're going to do extrude. And we're going to do it 8 millimeters, it says. So I'm going to press extrude. It's automatically selected, but I can select that circle. Press it up. Change this to 8. Press enter. And now I have my 8 millimeter circle. Press OK. Create another sketch. Now this is where it gets new. Create another sketch. So now it says pick the top face. Create sketch again, and you're going to select the top face of the circle, not one of these profiles like we did before. You can select pretty much any surface you want. It doesn't matter in this case top or bottom. Once you click that surface, it'll make that view front, so you can see it flat. So after it says that, create, select the top of the cylinder, and we are done with that step. Now we're going to add features. So it says to make another circle on top of the extrusion we just made that's 56 millimeters. All they're saying there is pick another circle, start from the center, go out, and you can either type it in or do the sketch thing, doesn't matter. It says 62, I believe. Nope, it said, what did he say? 56. Sorry. 56. It makes a circle just inside of that part. And if I rotate, you can see that it's just on top. Okay? Go back to the document. Let's see what they say. Enter twice. And then it says to pull that outside surface up 22 millimeters. That looks like this. Finish sketch. Extrude. And then we're going to pick just that outside. You can pick the inside or the outside. And now we're going to pull that part up. And we're going to make that 22. Press enter. Now you got like a cup looking thing. Okay? Now we're going to go back. See what they say. We're done with that part. Next. It says create another sketch on the inside now. And then it's starting to create circles and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go here. We're going to press new, create new sketch. Now we're going to do the inside, not the outside, not the inside barrier. Right here. Makes it flat again. Okay. You're flat. Perfect view. Then it says to create a sketch and make a centered circle. Select a point in the top part of the inner circle. It doesn't matter where it's at. And we're going to make it 4 millimeters. So I'm going to make it kind of where they made theirs. Press N4, press enter, and now I have my little circle inside of there. If I go back, enter twice, it says to finish it, and I'm done with that piece. Constrain. I'm going to put this in the documents. Ignore constrain. Okay? I don't want you to worry about constraining anything. Basically, we're going to go create new feature from that, and it's going to make you multiply this 6. Okay? Now, what they told you in this one is that it's going to make this, is there a distance? Good, 25.40. Okay, that's something I'll leave that in there. Basically, you're going to draw, we're in that sketch right there, we're going to draw a line from the center up. What the heck was it? 20.4, is that what it was? 20.4, I think? 25.4, I was wrong, as usual. 25.4. Make sure it's straight up, press enter. That makes this able to move that circle to that point. Basically all I did was I held the inside of that circle to move it. I can't move it now because it's locked in, but you're making it to the end of that. Okay? Finish sketch, and now we have this just one circle and this one random line. If you look back at the document, all it says was to make that, create new feature from the pattern. This is kind of cool. Now we're going to go to sketch and circular patterns. So we're going to go back into that sketch. See how I have 4 different sketches here? We're going to go back into that sketch that I was just working on. We're going to go to modify, create, they moved it, circular pattern. Select the circle. Okay, it says select objects here, and then it says select a center point. So after I select that, I'm going to hit center point, hit the center point, and then it says I think 6 times. Press OK, and now it just multiplied equally 6 times around the circle. Any questions so far? I know it's fast, but it's all going to be on the video. Okay? Drop that down, and then you keep going. Now it says to extrude that 6 millimeters. So I'm going to go back to basically extrude, finish that sketch, extrude, and I select each one of these, all of them I should say. Rotate around so you can get into, you can zoom in, move around so you can see them. This is all teaching you how to move all this stuff around. I got them all. It says to move it up. Start the process here. Up 6. I press enter. Now I got this random cup with little pegs in it. I don't know. It's totally random. Now I scroll down. Next step. Create an arc. This is fun. You're in that sketch originally. You can create a new sketch or you can go back to that other sketch. It really doesn't matter. We're going to go back in there. I'll make a new sketch just because it's easier. And then we're going to go to create an arc and 3-point arc. Now we're going to have basically from center of circle to center of circle, and we can bend this. I didn't click. I just clicked and clicked, and then you're moving your mouse basically back and forth. Make it look pretty. There is no right or wrong answer here. You see, it's basically just a little different than the outside circle here, right? I did that. Let's keep going back. It says to make it tangent. This is something I want you to do. The reason it didn't mean to look pretty is you're going to go back, and now I'm going to press tangent. Construction. Let's find tangent here. What do they say? Tangent should be under constraints. I thought so. Where are constraints, though? unfinished sketch. Let's go back into that. See what pops up. Construction constraints. That's all right. If it's not here, yours might not be over here. There's also constraints up here. I don't know why. Because it's new, they're trying to do the updated. So constraints, you're going to do tangent. Tangent's right here. You click tangent, you click the arc, and you click this outside circle. It'll automatically make those two tangent. Okay, let's go back. And then we're all set on that one. Pattern. We're going to do a pattern again 6 times around. So then you're going to go create circular pattern, select that piece, center point is the center point. I want it to do it 6 times. I press OK, and now you got this like flower looking thing. I don't know, random. Okay, let's go back. Modify and pull the outside, and it's going to go up 6 millimeters. Go back, finish that sketch because we're in 2D. We want to be in 3D. Extrude just the outside, each of those ones. And this is going to go up. We said 6. Press enter. Go home. I don't like that view, so I'm going to go front. I'm going to go this side. I'm going to press the corner. And now it makes it exactly, hopefully, if I don't make myself look silly, goals exactly like the part you're trying to do. Okay, that's part 2. I'm going to give you guys a couple of days to do this stuff. Don't freak out. Okay, watch the video, do all that jazz. Are there any questions? The rest of the time is yours, and then tomorrow will be yours as well. Okay? This isn't due until Wednesday, so don't freak out. That is it. Get to work.